Elona, how have you figured out how to make money off of Instagram?
It happened by accident, actually, because I entered this space organically. I'll take a step back. I was traveling while I was working full-time as an analyst, and I was traveling only on long weekends, which I was primed from a young age to travel for like 10 days at a time, and that's what most Americans do, right? They take 2 long vacations every year. So I was traveling on long weekends, and then I was writing about it, and finally a few larger portals found me, Business Insider and Forbes, interviewed me, and then my blog and my Instagram just took off after that.
They found you.
They found me.
How? Do you know how?
Not sure.
Did you have a lot of followers when they found you?
No, but my website was picking up traction just from my regular crowd on Facebook and my social media because I wasn't doing anything groundbreaking, but I think it was unique enough for people to want to learn more about it, meaning traveling for short periods of time.
There's a niche within a niche. I
Yes.
mean, there's lots of travel sites, but not short
long
duration
weekend,
travel.
yeah.
So that was the original focus.
Yes, because I was working full time and I wanted to go everywhere and I didn't have that much time to travel.
On Wall Street, were you working as an analyst? Or
No.
What were you analyzing?
I was a financial analyst for a global e-commerce firm called Border Free, then bought out by a Fortune 500 company.
So you would take what, Mondays and Fridays or long weekends?
Yep, I would take a Thursday to a Sunday or a Wednesday to a Sunday, fly out on a red-eye flight, get to Europe or Hong Kong or wherever I was going in the morning and spend 3-4 days there. And it was enough for me.
So how were you not sleeping in the hotel all day?
Well, that took a lot of practice, coffee, sleeping on flights, teaching myself how to rest as much as I can.
And when these big websites called you, did they email? Did they contact you through Instagram? How did the approach happen?
They emailed and they said, "Are you really doing this? Are you traveling for such short periods of time? Can we interview you? You're perfect for the demographic of our readers." And I was like, "Sure, okay." And I didn't think much of it.
So you still don't have revenues yet, but you're getting publicity. They're interviewing you. Where do the revenues start to come in?
So then I start to grow, and then all of a sudden, brands and tour boards start reaching out, and they start offering money essentially for marketing them to my audience. So there are, multiple segments of revenue streams that come from Elona the Explorer. There is the Instagram social media, there is the blog, and the blog is also segmented into affiliate revenue, ad space, and paid blog posts, basically using my website as like rent space. And then there's also consulting. When big brands do campaigns geared at millennials, they often reach out to me and ask for my advice and my opinion on how I think the campaign will go in exchange for money.
And you charge them by the hour or the project, or does it depend?
It depends, typically by the hour.
When you said affiliate in the blog, you have 3 sections of your blog. Affiliate, what are those again?
Affiliate links are essentially if I am promoting, let's say, a hotel to you on Expedia.com, if you click and book the hotel via my link, I will get X percentage. From
Expedia?
Correct.
And you trust them to tell you the booking came through you? You have to trust at some point, I guess.
Well, I could track my links. I could see how many clicks it got, and then the portals, for example, a big one is CJ Affiliate. You could see everything. You could see how many clicks it got. You could see how many click-throughs there were, how many people booked, how many people X'd out. So it's trackable for sure.
And so you have the affiliate, the paid advertising, and
there's paid advertising, there's paid blog posts that I write, there are guest blog posts that other brands or businesses write for me, and then paid to basically host their articles on my website.
So they pay. This is good work if you can get it. This is good way if you can get. Yeah, but that's what it is. They pay you for your traffic.
Essentially, yes. But it's all part of the same niche. So if it's a blog post about, let's say, a destination like Malta, I'm making this up, right? But Malta's tour board will pay me X dollars to post an article about Malta on my page. Makes sense for me because I'm a travel blog, and makes sense for them because they're getting traffic from, you know, from my demographic.
Do you have employees, Elona?
No.
You just...
Well, I do have a tech team in Israel, if that counts, and they basically manage all the back-end work on my blog.
But it's as if you have this following, and it's in a niche, short, what do you call it, short duration travel?
Yeah.
Quick trips.
Long weekend escapes.
See, no, okay. That's actually very smart. Because, see, a news reporter would call it short duration travel. That sounds awful. You just called it long weekend escapes.
Yeah.
That's the difference between you and me. If I started a website, it'd be short duration travel, and nobody would want to see it.
Well, you don't know.
That's a great idea. But it sounds as though these business and leads just come into you.
No.
No.
No. That I wouldn't say. I, especially when I started, I was sending hundreds and hundreds of emails every week, pitching to brands, pitching to businesses, pitching to hotels, pitching to tour boards. And if I got a response from maybe 5% of them, I would think it's a good week. And
I want to apologize for saying it seems like this is just coming to you, because there is no such thing as an overnight success.
No.
But it's coming in pretty nicely now.
It's coming in, but I still reach out a lot. Yes, every day.
And so how do you reach out? What do you do? Send blind letters, or do you work personal contacts?
I have a media kit. I also have a manager who does a lot of the reach out on my behalf now. So I could focus on my actual creative work, the writing and the photography. But I have a media kit that has all of my statistics, my demographics, my past work. It's like a resume, right? This is a business of sales. I have to sell myself to brands that I want to work with. And then I have to sell myself to my audience to keep them loyal to me, right? So I reach out to brands just with a typical pitch email saying why I could be of benefit to them, why I appreciate them as a brand, and that we should partner together in some capacity.
What social media brings you the most response?
Instagram.
By far?
By far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are concerns that maybe Facebook is going to ruin Instagram. I guess you hope not. Or is that a threat, do you think?
I think it already did in a way. I think with the algorithm changes, I personally have been impacted. So many of my friends that are in the creative space are losing their creativity because, you know, they put out their best work, and this algorithm that no one knows about how it works, it's decreasing everyone's reach. You know, people's best work is not reaching the audience that it used to.
Because they just go for the lowest common denominator in volume, Facebook?
Well, I wish I knew, right? If I knew, then I would change my tactics. But that's the thing, nobody knows, and people are putting out their best work. It's not reaching the audience that it used to reach, and, you know, it's demeaning in a way.
So what will you do? Well, is there another site or place that's being mentioned, or what'll happen?
I think everyone's waiting for the next big thing, right? Facebook was big once, and Facebook is just not really there anymore. I think that the demise of Instagram is definitely going to happen. Not anytime soon, but it's coming, which is why I think having a blog or just a space on the web is so important, and it makes you so much more of an asset than just to put out, you know, pictures to an audience on Instagram.
Do you write your posts in real time, usually as you're on a trip, or do you write before or after, or all of the above?
Typically after, sometimes real time, but I take many notes on either in my notebook or on my phone about what I'm feeling in the moment, and then I take that, I process it a little bit later on in time, and then I write.
What do you get from that, not just banging it off the top of your head?
Well, for me, every time that I write, I ask myself, am I going to be valuable to my audience, right? Like, it's one thing when you're writing about your own emotions, but who really cares about my emotions, right? How do I take my emotions and flip them in a way where the reader says, oh, wow, I could feel myself in her shoes, right? And this is how it's valuable to me. So it has to be a lesson learned, right, from a situation that I'm in. I think that's probably the gist of my work, is what can you learn from what I'm saying? Or how can you be inspired by what I'm saying? Because nobody really cares about my feelings, right? Let's be real.
That's a great summary of success on social media. I think last week you were posting from the French Riviera.
Yes.
What were you doing there? And I saw pictures of you on a balcony in beautiful dresses. Now, what was the business that was going on there behind the scenes?
So there was the first ever influencer awards in Monaco, and I was nominated as the travel influencer of the year. So I was there with my mom for the awards ceremony.
Well, you can't top that. I thought you were there as a hanger-on, trying to crash parties. You were a nominee. Did you win?
I did not, but just the fact that I was there is humbling, and the winner was Murad, who you probably know him as the Follow Me Too movement.
Yes.
Pictures where he holds his beautiful wife, Natalie, in different places in the world.
So where do you go with your business? Do you know yet, or are you just taking it day by day, or what? What do you do?
I'm taking it day by day. I'm still trying to figure out how I could be the most valuable member of society. I think my goal right now is growth, and then once I have an audience, once my audience keeps growing, I want to figure out a way to have the most loyal audience that I can, so I could be a better member of the community, to give back more. So I think growth comes first, and then giving back with the help of crowdfunding, which is what I do with my charity. So now I want to do this with my travel.
What's your charity?
I am the president of the Carafin Cancer Foundation,
Right.
Formerly Checkmate Cancer, and we help underprivileged families who have kids with cancer.
I noticed I said to you, what beautiful jewelry you have. And
Yeah.
you said...
I have a jewelry business because I think it's important to sell a tangible product. So I started a travel-themed jewelry business that I have a factory in Bali that produces it, and I use my audience to sell these pieces.
You're doing interesting things, and what I hear behind all of them, Elona, is that you want to help people, whether they're
Ultimately.
your readers or the people being helped by your nonprofit.
Ultimately, that is correct, yeah.
It was so nice to know you. Thank you
Likewise,
very
thank you
much.
for having me.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank
Thank you.